Hey guys, how you doing? It's Craig here, back at you again. Yep, you guessed it. As you can see, there is a slight change in scenery here. It turns out that it was the best thing to do, was to move because, well, I live in a co-op. I don't know if you know what a co-op is, but it's kind of a community. You know, it's, I don't know what you, a survey, I don't know what you call it. And we lived in that other house for 18 years and, you know, raised 2 kids in there. I mean, the floors were worn out, the kitchen floor was peeling up, stuff was starting to fall apart. And it was really fortunate that they built these new places here, and I was offered. So I accepted. I said, sure, yeah, because, you know, they would have had to come in and construction everywhere for, you know, a month, you know, ripping stuff apart and replacing kitchen cupboards and everything. So it was really the best thing to do. So here we are. This is the new supposed to go smoothly. There. The new brew dungeon. Here we are. So now I know the first thing you're all going to go is, oh, look at all the insulation on the walls. Oh no. And I've had people already on my live broadcast last week already say stuff about that. It's fine. It's covered in plastic. I have no intentions of drywalling it because the acoustics down here are amazing. And as you know, I do stuff. I do recording, I do audio, and I do live shows down here. So if I put drywall up, it's just going to ruin it. So I'm leaving it the way it is. It's perfectly safe. These places are built to strict building code. And this is, you know, people are worried like, oh no, there's all this fiberglass. And it's all covered in plastic. It's all fine. So, and it's a dungeon. I don't want it to, I'm not going to finish it. It's going to stay the way it is. That's it. And by the way, this is not a Cooper's advertisement. I'll explain this in a minute. But so I'll show you around at some other point. I'm still not, things are still kind of in boxes here and there all down here. And so it's, you know, I'm not quite ready to, you know, give the grand tour of the dungeon. And there's parts of it I probably won't show because, you know, I need privacy. But it's much bigger than the other one. It's in the other basement. So I have a lot more room down here. The washer and dryer are over there, and, you know, everything is, you know, there's lots of space for everything. So it's really good, and I'm very happy. It's a much newer, the house is only 4 years old. The old house was like 60 years old, and it had been refurbished and double drywalled, and it was just, you know. So anyway, this is where we're at. So cheers to that. 17. Now, in light, you know I'm going to bring this up. In light of the you know, events that are going on in the world right now, you know, I decided, you know, people are, you know, they're running out and getting extra toilet paper and food and stuff like that. You know, beer is hard to come by. You get, you know, they're running out of certain brands and whatnot. So, what I did was of course I did all the normal shopping that everyone else did, but we also got ourselves some extra brew kits, you know, because, well, there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 8 here. So that'll do me for a while. And on top of that, there's a wine kit there. So I got an extra, oh, wait a minute, what's this? Another one extra wine kit there too. So, and plus I've got wine brewing over here and a batch of beer brewing over there. So I got, there's a brew table over there. Again, when I get more set up, I'll show you more, you know, where things are. And the washing area, and then a brew table here, and just I'm keeping stuff in these drawers and whatnot, you know, for, you know, brewing and whatnot. Here's the brewing area. And this is a sump pump, and there's my wort chiller. And I've got little racks up here, the same as I had on in the other place. I don't know if you ever saw them, but where I put my carboys and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I've done. Is my homebrew supply shop has appointment only now. So when I went in to get these, they were just talking about changing the hours to appointment only, just to keep it so that only 1 or 2 people are in the store at a time, because you know what's going on and what everybody's doing. So that's what they decided to do. So if if things go on beyond a certain point, if I need more supplies, I'll just have to call them up and just tell them when I'm coming down, and they'll make an appointment for me to come and pick up more things. But I'm hoping that by the time I get through all this, things will start picking up. And I'm optimistic, but who knows, right? So let's just stay positive and brew our beers and enjoy our beers, and move on and let this thing pass. Now, as far as future videos, obviously there's a different kitchen, which I will show at some point. And so I have to plan out like how I'm going to do cameras and stuff, and it's going to be all a new thing for me to figure out. But I will do it because I know that my food series is popular amongst some of my viewers, and I don't do enough of them. But once I get a setup in there where I know how I can do it, and I might have to change the format too. Like, how some people on YouTube, they start off like this, like, hi, we're going to cook, whatever. And then they change the camera and they just point it at what they're doing, right? And then they do what they're doing, and then, they make everything up. And then at the end, they bring it back to this and, taste the food that they made. And I didn't want to do that because I wanted to stay with the old cooking show formats that you saw back in the 70s and 80s, where you got somebody doing stuff, and then another camera there pointing down at what they're, and it goes, switches back and forth between the two things. But I might not be able to do that in the new kitchen because it's shaped differently. So we'll have to see how that works out. But there will be more Craig's Kitchen videos. Now, there's the furnace. And yes, I'm not going to turn it off because that's what's going to happen. There's a sump pump back here that comes on once in a while when it rains. And these are the noises that we're going to hear down here in the new brew dungeon. So that's what we're going to have to get used to. So, that's basically what's going on. I'm very happy. I mean, this is really cool. And it's taken me, this has been something that's been going on for, a couple of months now. And I didn't say anything because I kind of wanted to just sort of bring it up, all in one go. I didn't want to do like a series of, moving and everything. I didn't want to do that because it's stressful enough as it is to do this, and like to move everything that you own, let alone try to make a video about it. So I just left it until we were basically more or less set up here, and here we are. That's about it for that. As far as my other channel, I have a channel about vinyl, which is records, like, phonographs. It's called Vinyl TV. And that channel has actually become almost as popular as this channel has. Not that this is really popular, but you know what I mean. Like, it's gained a lot of popularity over a short period of time because records are coming back into fashion and people are buying them and stuff. So, I'm going to be continuing with that channel as well. And I'll be making a video for that channel in the very near future. So if you're subscribed over there, then, you'll be seeing more. My next topic over there is going to be cassette decks, and all about cassette decks and how you make good recordings, and all the things that happen with biasing and Dolby and all that kind of stuff. I want to talk about all that over there and, just geek out. So that's what's happening. And, I've already brewed my first batch of beer and wine down here, and everything works. I got a nice sink over there, and it's working out really cool. So that's the update. And thanks for coming back. So I thank you for being patient. I know the videos have been sort of spaced out. This has been something that's been in sort of the planning for a while. It's been I've been sort of sensing that they might be offering me this, and then so I sort of knew, and I was kind of starting to pack things and get things ready, and then when the beep hit the fan, I was like, okay, I gotta move. So here we are, and so I appreciate your patience. So please stay around and stay tuned, and I'll be back at you with more stuff. My plan is to buy a beer kit with grains and hops and all that. I have to order it from a homebrew supply shop. Whether they're going to be able to provide it for me during this time that we're in right now, I don't know. So, but when I do get one, and they're expensive, they're like $60 or something like that. But I'm going to do that for you guys because it's been a while since I brewed anything, and so once I get that, we'll brew it up down here and listen to all the smoke alarms go off because they're very sensitive in this house. So, anyway, thank you so much for watching, and please stick around. We'll see you very, 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 very soon. Even if it's just an update like this, I'll make sure I stick around and keep you guys updated what's going on, okay? And we'll get to a point where we can sort of show you around down here and show you what's going on. Thank you so much. Cheers. Shirts, tgtshirts.com. CraigTube Dungeon. There it is. See you guys. Thank you. Subscribe, thumb up. Take care. Be safe. Number one. Cheers.